So, if I got my timing right, nearly 2 years ago, we had Naruto end. And now today, August, whatever day it is, I think it's like the 18th or whatever, Bleach ends. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you would know how I feel about Bleach. I'm pretty I'm pretty clear on my feelings towards it ever since the Aizen and Ichigo fight. And for those of you who don't know, to put it simply, I am not the biggest fan. But with Bleach ending, I feel like this is a necessary video. You know, a lot of people are questioning why Bleach would end this way, why it had to be so rushed, and honestly, I think it's a really simple answer. I think it's actually very simple. So, let me explain to you. So, first, my relationship with Bleach started just about the time I started watching Naruto, if not a little bit later than that, because I'm 20, so like these are the stuff like I really grew up with as like a young boy, really, when I was like grade 4, grade 5, like grade 3 even, or around that time anyways. But like I was a really big fan of Bleach, like the premise of Soul Reaper, Shinigami, like the Bankais. I was that kid running around screaming Bankai. Like there was a point that I in fact even liked Bleach more than I liked Naruto, which is saying a lot because I was that kid in 4th grade that would literally take his papers and make ninja stars and throw them shits all over the place. But that's not the point, really. The unfortunate part about Bleach, I have been following it for basically since then, since it came out. There were a few arcs I did miss. One of them being like the Vizard arc, but overall, just the story, I definitely know everything that went down. I know the characters very well, and I could say that Bleach was definitely a good manga, a good anime up until the Aizen fights, and that's because before that point the contradictions were minimal. It was actually decent and enjoyable in my mind. Now, something you have to realize obviously is that as much as Bleach might be bringing in money, it's not really bringing in the money that it used to. And as a business that Shueisha or Shonen Jump is, it's obviously going to look for the best venture that it could have. And if you have a part of the big three bringing, sure, it's still bringing in money, but you feel like it could bring more money in if you were to switch that with like a newer series, then obviously it makes sense. Now for why it's doing badly, to be honest. I did touch on the contradictions, but let's just be honest. The characters, the openings, like it's captivating. The characters are likable. The openings are great. Like it's a good story. I even find the fillers in Bleacher like you could tolerate it. It's not like Road to 1010 fillers in friggin' Naruto. Like you could actually enjoy them. But the truth is, from the Fullbring arc, we all discovered something, and that was it was going downhill. To be completely honest, it's the main point that after the Aizen fight, Ichigo was not supposed to get his powers back. And I understand that it's a manga, it is fictional, but at least make it hard. How he got his powers back was more or less akin to how he got his powers at the beginning of the show. Basically, having everyone come and just stab him with like the sword, which is like what basically happened in the first episode. And if it was that simple to give someone who just saved the world from Aizen, or yeah, the entire almost dare I say universe from Aizen, like the fact that he would have to live without powers when the solution was that simple all along is just kind of ridiculous to me, to be honest, and obviously ridiculous to a lot of people. So going further than that, that was kind of the starting point for why I feel that it went downhill, and I won't even say why I feel, why I know it went downhill. You can't have a series that's that big hold so many contradictions. When you are a part of the big three and you're making mistakes and plot holes like that, you will be under a lot of scrutiny. It is what is going to happen. Unfortunately for Kubo, that was just the beginning. This video is not about bashing on Bleach. I have other videos for that. It's just honestly because I have a lot of friends that like Bleach, and I'm really seeing some people get upset that Bleach had to end this way because you know I could only imagine what it would feel like to have one of my favorite series just given the axe prematurely. Anyways, so with that, Japan obviously honors good work. They take good writing. Like they really care that the content that they're putting out is to a certain caliber. And to make it short and sweet, Bleach stopped putting out content of that caliber. You might have gotten hyped over like one chapter. Like specifically, let me take an example, which was basically just repeated all over again in the Thousand War Blood War. Do you remember when Shunsui. Shunsui used his basically I believe it was his Bonkai that was the poisoning thing that was supposed to ultimately take out who he was fighting. I forgot his name specifically, but he was fighting the Quincy guy and he was using his poison powers to take him out. It's an ongoing thing that they basically get a power up, look like they're about to win, and then ultimately lose off some BS. And I mean, further than that, you can't really leave so many things unanswered. Like, Bleach is a big series. People aren't stupid. People are going to ask questions. And when you have backlash like Bleach was likely getting in North America, in the world, especially even probably Japan, where they really appreciate good writing, it makes it really obvious why they decided to give it the axe, to be honest. And I'm not saying that to be mean once again, I'm just saying that to be honest. Like, Bleach has done a great job. I already explained that it still deserves to be respected, but it went out in a pitiful way, and I can't blame the author Kubo. I think it's morally the author's fault, but to be fair, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. We don't know why he might have taken those steps, but in my opinion, I sort of think that his writing might need some work. Um, and I know that probably sounds bad coming from someone that obviously hasn't even sold anywhere near the amount of anything that the creator of Bleach has sold. But I am just saying that as a former fan, I guess technically still kind of a fan, because there are aspects of Bleach that I really do appreciate to this day. But ultimately, it's really clear why Bleach ended, and it's simple. And that is because too much backlash. Like it just clearly wasn't doing well. There were too much plot holes. You could clearly see by the way Bach was defeated. That arc went on for so long. There could have easily been a resolution that made sense. Like you had someone that literally declared themselves to be God. They were established to be essentially God. Could not lose. Saw every possibility, and yet he didn't see the possibility that he would lose. Sure, Aizen used his Shikai or whatever to put him into the Genjutsu, or more or less what he did to him, but if you're all seeing, I think we all understand this deep in our hearts, even you Bleach fanboys. You can't beat someone that sees every possibility. Bach was just written too strong, and unfortunately, Kubo or whoever decided to take that route put themselves in a corner that they could not take themselves out of, unfortunately. I think he could have had 10 more chapters, even 20 more chapters, and he probably wouldn't even have been able to justify Bach's defeats. At that, with the last chapter, I did read it. It was enjoyable to see them kind of taking a Boruto route, like time has passed on, but there's still way too many things that are unanswered. Um, Basically, the point of this video, like my deepest condolences, really, for anyone that really liked Bleach, that really supported it by buying the mangas, buying box sets, figures, everything like that, because it's definitely a sad way to go out for the big three, and it makes me sad. Um, Naruto's gone, now Bleach is gone. We know One Piece is 65% left. It is actually my favorite out of all the three, so that's cool with me, to be honest. It could go on for a lot longer. I love that show, except the pacing sometimes. But yeah, I mean that's more or less it. I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts on that, and honestly, less thoughts, more from honestly a money and business standpoint. I would be completely shocked if I was wrong. Honestly, Bleach had a good run, and I think that should be appreciated. And it is really late right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a round of applause anyways, even if my mom comes down and beats my ass, because it did a good job. And honestly, fans, don't look at the pitiful way it went out. Just enjoy the good times that you had with the series. Take it from Hitman Reborn. Take it from Beelzebub. shit happens. That's more or less it, guys. If you enjoyed, thank you for watching. If you want to hear more from me, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Comment what you think, and have a good day, people. What are you going to be watching next? What are you going to be reading next? Let me know. Peace.